I was just gonna say I make cough on occasion.
Oh,
Just
that's okay. You still have the cough?
Yeah.
Coming back from oh, my lighting's better. Hi y'all. This is Laurie.
This is Peter.
It's Peter's nose. And we have Ryan joining us for another review. Welcome back, Ryan.
Hello.
And if you can see by my screen, which looks backwards over here, I forgot to flip the camera, is we're reviewing Guardians of the Galaxy 3. Oh, don't get all excited, y'all, about Guardians of the Galaxy. There's only been 3 of them, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So
the Christmas.
What is it?
I was saying plus the Christmas special they had.
Oh, the Christmas special, which I didn't watch, and apparently there was some stuff in that you should have. It would have helped or something to give Peter's full face here. Peter, can you flip your phone on the side? It would help. There we go. It'll filter a little better. All right. So anyway, so Guardians of the Galaxy 3 has all of the same old people back, the usual crew, and with some new faces, and it's again directed by James Gunn. Any thoughts, you guys? Guardians of the Galaxy 3. We saw this. Peter and I saw this about a week ago at the Crenshaw Theater. We had a ticket mix-up, so we bought tickets at the wrong theater apparently.
Oh.
So any thoughts? Anyone want to go first?
The first time I saw it, I didn't really care for it, but I think I went in there with the wrong mindset.
Okay.
I was actually just looking for a character. I was looking for that character to star in it, and he didn't. Who was Groot? And I was thoroughly disappointed because I thought Rocket wasn't in it at all. But after I went second time with it, I find Rocket is all through the movie.
Yeah.
And yeah.
Yeah, after we talked about it, I was like, that whole thing was about Rocket.
Yeah.
You know? So yeah, anyway, yeah, I was this is the first Marvel movie in a while that I enjoyed. You know, they haven't had a good movie in a while, so I was pleasantly surprised. And while I wasn't totally, I was mixed on it at the same time, but more on a favorable end. You know, it was a lot of fun having the characters and the actors that you're familiar with back again was really useful, and their chemistry together is great. So it was a lot of fun this time. How about you, Ryan?
Yeah, I liked it. I wasn't. I saw a lot of reaction of people online who really loved it, and some people are even moved to tears at moments. I didn't have that particular type of reaction. I wasn't emotionally moved by the film or thought it was, superbly great, like say Spider-Man No Way Home or something like that. But I liked it. I enjoyed it for what it was. I think I liked the earlier Guardians movies a little better. But this one was good too. I did enjoy the focus on Rocket, learning more about his backstory. I will say I was kind of surprised with sort of the ending of the film. Sort of a spoiler warning for those who haven't seen the movie yet. Nobody really dies. And I was thinking we were going to have some major deaths in this film.
Oh, because it's the third and final one.
Right, because it was the third one, and it's James Gunn's final film for Marvel and all that. Yeah, and no, we're kind of given sort of a happy ending and a nice send off. Everyone kind of goes their separate ways and peacefully. It was a nice sort of fairy tale type of ending. It just wasn't what I was expecting. Also, with the character of Adam Warlock, I don't know a lot about him, but in discussions online leading up to the film, I saw a lot of Marvel fans talking about, how powerful a character he is in the comics. I didn't get that sense at all of him in that's what he was supposed to be in the film. He was kind of a running joke in the movie. Not that that's a bad thing per se, but it just didn't fit with the image I was getting from people who were discussing the character online before the movie had came out. But it was a nice film, so no complaints on my end.
Is that the Homelander dude? I think he appeared, and I was like, is that Homelander from The Boys? I
He
didn't know
looked
what
like
was
him a
going
little
on.
bit.
So,
Yeah, he looked a little like him.
yeah. So that part, I mean, going in, I haven't seen Guardians of the Galaxy 2, honestly, and I didn't watch the Christmas special. So talking to you, Peter, you said there are some characters, I guess the mother of his character was in 2. And then I think there were some things in the Christmas special that were set up also leading into this, because I just read an article about like how Marvel and Disney are forcing you to watch Disney Plus in order to keep track of what's going on in the films now.
Yeah.
It's like you have to have a Disney Plus subscription. But I still enjoyed the movie and was able to follow along with the storyline, and it was like, okay, that must have been set up somewhere, and okay, whatever. I didn't really get too deep in the character or really care that much then, but it didn't distract me from enjoying the movie. So I just, yeah.
Yeah, I didn't see any of the Christmas special, and I did enjoy the movie.
Mm-hmm.
It wasn't spectacular. It wasn't end games, but it wasn't supposed to be.
No, it was. Oh, good.
I was just gonna say I did see the Christmas special, and there were some connections, but I didn't think they were too major.
Okay.
For example, like sort of the big reveal in the Christmas special. Spoiler warning for those who haven't seen it. Is that Mantis is Star-Lord's sort of half sister, I guess you could say.
Okay.
And that's sort of the big reveal there, and they sort of mention it at the beginning of the film of this movie, very briefly.
Okay.
And then there's also a huge portion of the film that centers around Kevin Bacon.
Okay.
And at the end of Guardians 3, in the post-credit scene, Star-Lord's grandfather is holding up a newspaper, and on the newspaper it talks about Kevin Bacon, like his story, saying, "Oh, the night I was abducted by aliens," which is what happens in the Christmas special.
Yeah.
So some references to it, but it wasn't anything major. I would say.
Yeah, I heard that was the running joke, that if you missed the Christmas special, but it's like little things like that. Though, they're like what they call Easter eggs, or people who have seen it. They weren't like, it wasn't so much a part of the whole plot of the movie to be a distraction and make you scratch your head. There was just minor things. It's like, okay, there's some kind of Kevin Bacon joke. Doesn't quite land for me, but but I guess if you saw the specials, it would land. I wanted to get in what I found really effective in the movie was the Rocket's backstory and how they depicted it. And I came out of there like ready to sign up against animal cruelty and experiments. I think Sarah, our friend Sarah, will be very proud of that. Although I don't know if I'd recommend the movie to her. In a way I would, in a way I wouldn't. But I thought it was really effective to show like just how wrong that is and how callous and careless the villain of this movie was, who was kind of good but not memorable. But Rocket's story was memorable and effective to see that. And so just how they told that story, I thought was very well. And I guess that's what I enjoyed about the movie. There's a lot of it that was just kind of off the wall. I said it looked like a $200 million Sid and Marty Krofft Saturday morning TV show sometimes, some of the designs. But at the same time, why not? Why not do something different and crazy and off the wall? I just went with it too. At least it was different and tried to do something different. So I was okay with that. Any other thoughts? Did you guys have the same reaction about Rocket's story, or
Yeah.
any thoughts about it?
Yeah,
Yes,
oh, go ahead.
no, go ahead.
Oh, well, I was just gonna say I did enjoy Rocket and his friend, Lila Tease. I think
Yeah.
his name Floor or something like that.
Yeah.
And I did sort of enjoy, the sort of bonding between them. So it becomes all that more tragic once you see them get shot, and killed.
Spoiler.
Oh yeah, another spoiler warning. I apologize.
We spoil everything. That should be our tagline, you know.
But yeah, I did enjoy the bond, especially Teeth for whatever reason with the two big sort of walrus teeth that he had. I don't know. I thought he was kind of a cute character. Um, but yeah, to see them all getting taken out. I mean, I guess you should kind of see it coming since we don't see any of them, in his later life with the Guardians. But still, it was shocking to me nonetheless.
Right. They don't make it to any future adventures, so it must be,
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
See, you should be glad that I was sitting there and them getting taken out totally shocked me.
What was that?
That Rocket's friends getting taken out totally shocked me.
Yeah. Yeah. Oh, really? It caught you by surprise.
It did.
Yeah. It's like you could probably. I knew it was coming, but it was still effective nonetheless. Yeah, I figured it was coming, but still, it was just a very effective storytelling. I think it's interesting because I think what James Gunn's last movie was Suicide Squad, right?
I believe so.
Reimagining. And yeah, I had a problem with that movie because it was too violent for me, for my taste. And maybe not. And like, this is the same kind of feel and concept in terms of the wackiness and the comedy, but it works so much better in there. They take out all the extreme violence, and it could be these characters also are more well developed. They've been around for a while. The actors have been together for a while, whereas that all felt missing from Suicide Squad. But maybe Suicide Squad could have worked if it dialed some of the violence down. But then again, I think they did that because it's Suicide Squad, and that property is supposed to be a little more intense and crazy. I'm not as familiar, but that's what I guess. So it's kind of interesting to compare the two movies.
Yeah, I hadn't thought about that.
Think about it, how much more effective this movie is compared to that one, and more enjoyable. So
you know what I noticed in this review? It started out with, "Oh, it's James Gunn's last film, and nobody was killed." Comes to find out, yeah, a lot of people were killed, or characters.
That's true.
Oh,
Yeah.
oh. I'm trying to remember now. It's been a while. These things don't stick with me all too well. But hey, Ginger's here, of course.
Uh-oh.
What? Oh God, dog. I'll be out. So anyway, I do have a peeve though. After such an effective storytelling about Rocket and kind of this underlying message about animal cruelty and experiments, the post-credit scene kind of bugged me because it kind of went like, well, you just did this whole movie and a great message, a really effective message against something, and then your post-credit scene is killing a bunch of animals. It implies them about to attack a bunch of animals, and I was like, that didn't sit well with me. I was like, what? It was extremely tone deaf to end the movie, to stick that in there. I don't know. Did anybody think of that? What was going on with that? Maybe I'm the only person who noticed or cared. I don't know.
Oh, go
They
ahead.
are Guardians of the Galaxy.
They are the Guardians, so that they have to. Well, I guess these, flock of whatever, or pack of what wolf-looking animal dogs or whatever that were attacking some town had to be taken out. I don't know. So, any final thoughts on Guardians of the Galaxy 3? I do want to say, Ryan, you posted a clip of James Gunn talking about what he wants to do with DC, and particularly like his opinions of Superman, I think, and it made me hopeful for DC going forward. I'm like, okay, maybe it is in some good hands. You know, he seems to understand some things about at least that character, Superman, that I like, the qualities that I like for the character. That so I'm kind of like guardedly hopeful.
Okay. Yeah,
and he
I'm
got
hopeful too.
So we'll wait and see, you know. But
And I will, to your earlier question, if there was, you know, anything else, one other thing that was a little bit of a disappointment to me was the new Gamora. She starts off with the Ravengers group, and then she kind of, you know, she gets stuck with the Guardians, and she kind of has this whole story arc where she's spending a lot of time with them. So she's beginning to sort of form friendships, and she's watching over Rocket. And so I thought the way her story arc was going was that at the end that she would end up with the Guardians again. I didn't think she was necessarily going to become paired up with Star-Lord, but I did think she was going to become part of the new Guardians. But then she just goes back to the Ravengers at the end. Mm-hmm. And so that kind of, to me, that was a little bit of a disappointing ending for her, because I thought she spent all this time with them, and then it's like it was all for nothing. She just goes back to the Ravengers. It was, I don't know. I just thought I saw her story going in a different direction than it ended up going.
I guess, I guess I didn't think about it or mind it, because I was just like, oh, they'll just, in the future, they'll kind of like regroup and come revisit this. But this is supposed to be the last Guardians movie. But it doesn't mean that these characters can't pop up in other Marvel movies as well, if not necessarily a Guardians movie. So I kind of took it that way.
That's true.
Yeah.
Star-Lord will be back.
Star-Lord will be back. You know for a fact, Peter?
Yeah.
Yes, he knows. Spoilers. All right. Anyway, that's Guardians of the Galaxy 3, which is currently in theaters and currently doing very well, apparently. Well, it's a halfway decent movie finally from Marvel after some pretty just average to not very good stuff. Quite a stretch and not very good. Even though I enjoyed Black Panther and Wakanda Forever and gave it a thumbs up, even that had its, I don't know if it's a movie I want to rewatch too many times. But then again, most of the Marvel movies aren't really rewatchable. I was just kind of noticing that. For me, I don't find them too rewatchable once they're an event movie, and once you've digested them, that's kind of all you need. Maybe that's just me. But anyway, are we out?
Yeah.
We are.
We out. Go see Guardians and let us know what you think in the comments. We out. And if I can find my mouse, I'll stop this. And I can't find. Oh, there it is. All right. And I still can't stop this. Oh, here it is. Goodbye.